Happy Thrive and Shine Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone woke up in good spirits, ready to overcome and conquer the day. Just getting the kids off today. But before I get my day completely started, I wanted to jump online really quick and just share with you what's in my spirit. An hour ago, I posted and a word of encouragement for that I was given that was placed in my spirit. And I'm going to read it really quick. And it said, build off of your goodbyes. And that was dropped in my spirit after I read something that said, build off of your today's or something, or it said something. But it quickened my spirit, build off of your goodbyes. And so the Spirit began to give me, build off your goodbyes. Not everything taken or stolen from you was meant to destroy you. Not every person who betrayed you meant to hurt you. Not everything you had to let go was meant to be held onto or interrupt your flow. They all had their purpose and season. Embrace forgiveness and the lessons that were given and provided and utilize them to build off of. Build your purpose, build your esteem, build your vision, build your faith, your confidence, build your courage, and build yourself spiritually and psychologically. And what I was taken from that is we all go through some things in life where we've had to say goodbye to people, situations, jobs, loved ones, things that we either adored, loved, and cared about. And some of those things were traumatic in order to go through. We were like, oh my God, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this being taken from me? Why did that person do this to me? Why this? Why that? And at times, we never fully understand why things are occurring or happening. And we hold on to that and we allow that hurt, that pain to attach itself to us. And it's actually not the things that we had to let go, not the people or not the situation or whatever that we had to say goodbye to that's causing certain hurt and pain, but it's our ego that was attached to that thing, our flesh that was attached to that thing that caused the pain. And it's actually the pain that we hold on to is the substance of the thing that will destroy us. It's not the job, it's not the people, it's not the situations that we're in, because those things occur and those things happen so that we can learn and grow from. They're meant for us to embrace and thrive from and thrive in. But because we lack certain understandings of things, we allow the bitterness of the situation which occurred to us to fester inside and infect us. And then those things begin to destroy us. And God is wanting us to know that those things aren't meant to destroy you or kill you or steal your happiness or joy. But yet he wants us to build off of those things. And so as I began to really think about that word, build off of your goodbyes, because I'm going to be totally transparent and honest with you. Within the last 4.5, 5 years, I've had to say goodbye to a lot of things. I've had to say goodbye to a job, which at the time, I can't say I hated. I liked what I did, but I didn't enjoy some of the people I worked around or some of the stress. So within the past 4.5, 5 years, I've had to say goodbye to a job, which throughout some years, I'm not going to lie, I was bitter. I was hurt about how the situation played out. I've had to say goodbye to some people in my life, which some of those I was like, okay, bye. I've had to say goodbye to loved ones, whether it be family and friends. One of the most traumatic ones and still hurtful to this day is having to say goodbye to my mother. Because she was my strength. She Like people don't, sometimes I say people don't understand. But me and my mother were very, very close. From me growing up, I was like her shadow. Wherever you saw her was me. I was holding on to her leg, her hand, or something. And as I got older, she became almost that mini me to me, my shadow, my strength. And she's taught me so many wonderful things. So having to say goodbye to her was very painful. And going through the process that I've been going through these last 4 years, and 4.5 years, certain things I began to get bitter off of. I began to have anger inside of me and frustration, not knowing and understanding, God, why am I in this situation? Why is this happening? Why is this not happening for me? God, I know I have skills, I have talents, I have this, I have that, but why isn't things happening and occurring for me the way I need them to right now? And then once again, he dropped this word into my spirit: build off of your goodbyes. And I said, well, God, how do I build off of my goodbyes? Because we can take a word and say, oh, that sounds good. That, that, that's what I was talking about. But then we get stuck or stagnant in a situation because we don't know how. God, how do I move on from this situation? How do I build off of my goodbyes, those things that caused me hurt and pain and bitterness and held me hostage for so many years? How do I completely let go of that and begin to build off of it in a positive way? And so I find myself in that situation because I can say, do this, we can say, do this, do that, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. But a lot of times we don't know how. How do I do this? Like, I hear and I've heard and I've seen, but how do I transition from the place that I'm in now to the place that is destined for me to be? And so with that, a prayer began to drop into my spirit. And I really just want to share that with you. And my prayer is that God, dear Lord, you will transition those of us who are stuck and not able to let go or say goodbye, that you will help us to build off of our goodbyes, and that you will lead, guide, and direct us and help us to put and to let go of bitterness that holds us hostage, that you will send people in our lives to help us to transition from the goodbyes to the palace, from the goodbyes to the purpose, from the goodbyes to the destiny in which we are ordained to be in. And Lord, I know I'm not the only one out there who's going through a situation right now. And I'm not going to say just going, because see, that's the problem. We go through situations, but we never fully embrace it and learn what it is that we need to learn in order to propel to our next platform. So I'm asking that my goodbyes become my platform to be able to build off of in order to get to where I am destined to be. And I'm not the only one. There's other people out there who are going through the same thing. But once again, we need to stop going through and start growing through the situation, which means we need to pay attention to what we're going through. Be intentional about everything you go through in life, which means you have to pay attention. And once you pay attention to what is going on, not only around you, but pay attention to what's going on within inside of you. Because we have to realize a lot of things begin within inside of us first before we begin to see what's going on around us. We're already being warned. We're already being prompted. We're already being prepared. But a lot of us, because we're so busy and we don't take time for ourselves, we never really are attentive to what's going on within inside of us. And so once again, my first thing is to be attentive and be intentional about what's going on inside of you. And once you know what it is that's going on inside of you and you are attentive, you can be intentional about taking actions on moving to the next step, which is to establish. Establish a foundation. Establish a foundation of prayer. Establish a foundation of faith. Establish a foundation of supportive mentors, whether it's a friend, a family member, a co-worker. And the thing is, you don't have to go to them directly, but you may be indirectly, they may be your mentor. You may be watching them from afar, but take heed to their words, the steps that they've taken. Take heed to the word of God, first and foremost. Once you are attentive and attentive, you have to be intentional, and you have to be intentional once again about setting a foundation. So step 2 is establish a foundation. And once you have established that foundation, it's time for you to abandon in order to advance. Yes, abandon in order to advance, which means you have to abandon your old mindset, abandon negative thinking, abandon old friends and people that are placed as obstacles. Abandon the way you see things, your perception of things that aren't getting you into the places that you desire to be. And once you can do that, pay attention to what's going on inside of you, you're able to abandon. And once you begin to abandon and let go of those things, you can begin to advance. And once you begin to advance, it's time to reset and refocus, which means the things that you were once focused on, it's time to refocus and focus on your new foundation. Because a lot of times we focused on the negative things. We focused on things that were not good for our spirit man, that were not good for our fleshly man. And we allowed those things to control us and have power over us. So once you've abandoned those things, it's now to start, time to refocus. And once you begin to refocus, that means in order to refocus, you have to hit reset. And how many know that when you hit reset, that means you reset it from where it is now back to the original place in which it was created. So that means we have to reset ourselves back to the original place from which we were created. And we were created as spirit beings created from God, which means we have a connection to and with God, and we have to reset and reconnect with that. And so on that, I want to just leave you with that, some just to focus on, some just to get into your spirit and hopefully help you along your day today. So I hope you've had a wonderful morning thus far, and you go into your afternoon just being just as blessed, being just as focused, being just as wonderful, marvelous, and great that you are. So in this signing off, I say Ashe, and I say tag, you're it. True, authentic greatness. You are it. Take charge and love everything about yourself and life. Peace and blessings.